Welcome to the Specialty Products Company installation video for the 25460 Toyota front adjustable upper control arms. These control arms fit 1995 through 2004 first generation Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive and pre-runner trucks, as well as 1996 through 2002 third generation Toyota 4Runners. Also available are the 25425 and 25430 replacement Campbell kits for the lower control arm adjustment positions and the 40915 press tool for removing frozen OE adjusters. Many IFS Toyota trucks run out of OE adjustment when lift kits are installed. When these trucks are lifted, the angle of the upper control arm mounts cause the upper ball joint to move not only down, but forward as well. This reduces caster. These patented forged upper control arms provide an additional positive 4 degrees of caster change and plus or minus 2 degrees of camber change to correct alignment angles while maintaining original ride quality. These remove and replace arms are available in pairs for lifted and OE height trucks. They are designed for highway and off-highway applications. The offset of the ball joint when combined with the sliding star plate allows for these caster and camber adjustments. The ball joints are greasable and have more articulation than OE ball joints and many uni-ball joints. Traditional bushings have been replaced with isolated X-axis joints for more precise control. These joints do not create binding during suspension travel. Stay tuned for a tech tip to increase clearance behind the front wheels. Always follow proper safety precautions associated with all the equipment used in this video. Read the installation instructions thoroughly. Before beginning any alignment work, always check for loose or worn parts, proper tire pressures, and odd tire wear patterns. Replace any loose or worn parts before setting alignment. Raise vehicle by frame and support appropriately. Remove front tire and wheel assemblies. Remove front and rear splash shields. Loosen the nut on the long upper control arm to frame mounting bolt. Support the knuckle so no strain is applied to the ABS wiring or the brake lines. Remove both attaching brackets for the ABS wire and move ABS wire out of harm's way. Remove the cotter pin and nut holding the OEM ball joint to the control arm. Using 37985 or similar tool, break the taper between the ball joint stud and the control arm. Remove the nut and washer from the long arm to frame mounting bolt and remove bolt and upper control arm. Depending on year and equipment, components may require removal or repositioning to clear a path under the hood of the truck so the long bolt can be removed. Remove the snap ring retaining the upper ball joint using SPC tool 72509 press or equivalent. Press the ball joint out. Tech tip: cutting the ball joint stud will allow the 72509 tool to function with no additional adapters. Using 72509 again, press the slotted insert into the knuckle from the bottom of the knuckle extension. The flange will be on the bottom of the extension. Install included snap ring into the groove of the insert. Install one SPC supplied offset washer on the long upper control arm bolt so the bolt head drops into the washer offset. Do not reuse OE Toyota offset washers even though they appear similar. Install the SPC control arm into the vehicle. After the bolt is fully in place and the second offset washer is installed, install nut and torque to manufacturer's specification. The arm will pivot freely on both X-axis joints, so there is no need to lower the truck to normal ride height before torquing. Confirm there are gaps between the 4 rubbing blocks of the X-axis joint and the offset washer on both sides of the bolt. Install the star plate over the hex of each ball joint per the chart in the instructions to achieve the desired caster change relative to the stock arm. For most trucks with 2 to 3 inches of lift, setting D should return caster to factory specifications, but it may be necessary to use different positions on each side to achieve any desired cross caster setting. Insert the ball joint up through the bottom of the arm, indexing the star plate into the machine slot, and then install the top washer and nut. Position the joint in the middle of the slot and lightly tighten nut for initial alignment readings. Tech tip: if the procedure to increase rear fender well clearance is going to be used, set the ball joint plate to position E and lightly tighten the joint at the outside of the slot of the control arm. Insert ball joint stud into knuckle. Install the supplied castle nut and torque to the specification listed in the instructions. If needed, tighten to the next castle nut slot until the supplied cotter pin can be installed. Grease the joint using high molybdenum disulfide content grease. See instructions or website FAQ for specifications. Reattach ABS wiring brackets. Reinstall any components removed for the long bolt removal and reinstall the splash shields. Reinstall the tire and wheel assemblies. Lower vehicle, reinstall the alignment clamps, recompensate, and take alignment readings. Camber and caster can be set with the SPC upper control arms as well as the lower control arm eccentric bolts. In most cases, it is recommended that the lower eccentrics be set in their neutral position. Adjust camber by loosening the top nut and sliding the ball joint in the control arm slot. Adjust caster by loosening the top nut and repositioning the star plate to rotate the ball joint relative to the arm. It will be necessary to raise the vehicle to make these adjustments. Tech tip: to increase clearance at the rear of the wheel well, turn lower adjusters so the rear legs of the lower control arms are pushed out and the front legs of the lower control arms are pulled in. This will move the knuckle forward. Shifting the lower ball joint forward will greatly increase caster, which is why the E ball joint star plate position should be used on the SPC upper arm. Tech tip: place a tool in the slot of the control arm behind the ball joint, which will only allow the ball joint to slide a small amount. Loosen the large ball joint nut until the ball joint slides. The vehicle's weight will help the ball joint slide in the negative change direction. Lightly tighten the large nut. Observe the camber change. If not enough camber change occurs, place a smaller tool behind the ball joint and repeat. When final camber and caster settings are achieved, torque the top ball joint nut to the specifications listed in the instructions. Adjust tow and road test vehicle. Thank you for watching.